final battle. Oh, it's right here. Okay. The moment of our final triumph is at last on upon us, I think he meant. Victory today could very well mean the end of our war, not just with the United States, but potentially the end of this war once and for all. It is our solemn duty, as it always has been, to serve our country by defeating its enemies. The time has come to at last fulfill our oaths. Washington, D.C. will fall, not without a fight. It won't. Primary objective, occupy Washington, D.C. Bonus objective, capture ports. We should expect the battle for the American capital to be nothing less than a brutal street fight as we force our way through the city block by block. Our experiences in urban warfare, the battles at Stalingrad and Sevastopol and San Francisco, will serve us well today. And as before with these urban conflicts, we should expect absolute fanatical defensive efforts from our enemies. Our forces expect no mercy and will give none in return. To properly secure the city, we will need to capture a number of vital landmarks and locations, including monuments, the seat of the American government and their Capitol building, and the residence of the American presidency here at the White House. Whatever happens today, it has been my honor to serve. Yes, you irritating little kitty, you're going to come into my lap. It's been my honor to serve, and now to one final victory for Germany. Okay, that's the setup. It's pretty simple. Take this city, and it ain't going to be easy. So, all right, we'll be back to set up the order of battle. Okay, we're back. Let's get this all set up to go. I don't have any boats, so I'm not going to be able to cross from here. I'm going to have to, if I do take any of these ports, it's going to have to be with paratroopers. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 crossings. Guess what? I have 4 of these big rates and Meerschweitzens. Okay, first of all, I'm going to give everybody their reserves. I think the Meerschweitzens are important. All right, here's what I'm thinking. I'm actually thinking we have one big surge. I want to take this little island in the middle of the Potomac. I imagine it's going to be fortified. Do I have a recon car? Yeah, I do have recons. Here. So my focus is going to be on taking this island and then moving my heavy artillery to that island, my best artillery units. That's Emma Haberman. That's Elsa. So we'll go with Elsa. Next, I'm going to put my best Grenadier infantry and my best Pioneer infantry. And my best Wehrmachs right here. Behind them, best 88s. I'm going to concentrate all my anti-aircraft, permanent anti-aircraft, right here to create like a killing zone. I got my V2s. I got 4 of them. Fuck you. Do I want to concentrate my rattays? Let's change my camo to something exotic here. No? I saw like artwork where they had some really cool. No, that's not it. That's some really cool looking. That won't do it. Cool looking paint jobs. That's gay. For these rattays. No, that's not going to be it. So we'll go with one blue. The other rattay will get the red look. And you... Is there even green? Do we have a green? One rattay right there. This guy doesn't have any heroes. Let's give him some heroes. Entrenchment killer. We'll give him expert support. And we will give him rapid fire. We will put him right here. The other rattay is gonna go like right here. Okay, my King Tiger. My Yag Tiger. Yag Tiger. Artillery pieces. Upgrade him. Upgrade him to the best artillery piece. Werframen and my Panzer Werfer. Yag Tiger. Infantry. Okay, so the plan is to take this island and move my artillery there. We are probably going to want to try to get across that river. So we'll cluster our bridgers back there. You know what I think would have been cool is if there was a portion tiger too. In this game would have been cool. Portion turret tiger too. This mine tank. We're gonna upgrade him to an E75. Right there. Okay, so paratroopers. I could see us doing a paratrooper operation over the river here. I think I'll post them back here. And buy a couple more. So, an operation to get, because these are going to be probably fortified if I know this correctly. Okay, I'm going to put all my fighters. I'm going to deploy them all first because we're going to face like a massive onslaught of enemy fighters. No way around that. I'm going to bring nuclear bomber forward. These guys I'm going to upgrade to ME-262s. Ranging 229s. Do I want to have any bombers deployed yet? No, I don't. I just want fighters. I want fighters. I want recon planes. And you know what? I'm going to buy some more fighters. Because I think this fight is going to just go on and on and on, this air fight, if I know my Americans well, and I do. Why don't we make this squadron all... Okay, and then we're going to buy anti-aircraft units. Could buy them by the thousands. Buy the trucks. Oh, I still got more. So I'll buy a couple more HO 229s. And I'm just going to keep all my bombers in reserve until I can clear the skies a little bit. I have 8 slots left. What am I going to do? I'll tell you what, I'll buy some more recons. Let's change. Nope. The question is, do I aggressively go after the enemy in the air, or do I wait for them to come to me and just take my time? I do have 47 turns, so I'm going to take my time getting over the bridge. These guys are all going to be in this squadron. Everybody down here is going to be green squadron. That's my bomber. Okay. I have massively overstrengthed every unit I have. Now we have to give away heroes. We have to assign heroes. Aiming assistance. Liberator. Entrenchment killer. Fast learner. Readiness. Exterminator. Has he already got an entrenchment killer? No, he'll get the other entrenchment killer. Fast rebase. Learns from mistakes. Okay, so how are we going to approach this? Well, first of all, destroy everything on this island. Do I have a recon? Actually, let me rewind those. Let's do this. We'll hit him with that artillery. Artillery goes there. Emma and Elsa. So put our Schwarz in there. Elsa here. Okay, so we got our artillery where we wanted it. Now we move our aircraft guns. Okay, so we've captured the island, which is going to be the base for our artillery operations. Okay. All right. Now my plan is to use my nuclear bomber. I suspect these are like fortresses, which they are. Okay, great. So what I'm gonna do is nuke these. I actually think I'm gonna nuke 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna bring in my paratroopers. That's the plan. So rather than go hunting for enemy aircraft, I'm going to let them come to me. Okay, I'm going to protect my bomber with my best fighters and some that are not my best. Make it basically invulnerable. Then I'm going to move all these aircraft pieces into place. And everybody else will just sit. Boom. Okay, I actually destroyed him. All right, so now I can next turn I can do the same thing. I can nuke this fortress, and then I can start bringing my paratroopers in. wonder if they'll try to assault my nuclear arsenal. Probably. But I don't know. And right now I'm not worried about it. I'm going to make them come to me. Okay, there's fortresses over there. Save my nukes. All right. That's it. That's all I'm going to do in this turn. Let's see what the allies do. It'll probably be a lot. Fortunately, my AA flak guns are up to the task. Some flak guns too. Yeah, now see, this is what they always do. They pick on the weakest planes that I have in the air. Like they attack the weakest fighter. Why are not fighting back? This is my best recon. Yeah, with the fucking ear. Now these anti-aircraft guns should be shooting at these guys. Ooh, that had to hurt. Ooh, destroyed! Yeah, I don't understand why my anti-aircrafts are not more fearsome in the attack. Yeah, see, they just have like practically unlimited squadrons. That hurt. Broke your teeth on that one, didn't you? Ah, now you're gonna sneak in behind and attack my recons. Ooh. Ooh. That hurt. Okay, so they're going to aggressively come across the bridge. It's fine. Fine. So these are British. Okay, yeah. Ooh, you're getting hit with my anti-aircraft nest. Right. So, excellent. We dealt them a serious blow there. Serious blow. Okay. Now I'm going to use my nuke on this guy. Still have a lot of squadrons out here. Let's see what the game is back. Not much. Not much. What do I do with this heavy artillery? Attack that guy next turn. Okay, let's bring trucks forward. God, there's fucking swarms. Great, so here's the thing. If you're going to go after this plane, you're going to get inside the range here of these guys. Right? Continue to protect my nuclear bomber at all costs. Shoot at this bomber over here. I don't know what he thinks he's doing. Great, so here's the thing. If you want to come after my nuclear bomber, great, you're going to have to go right into the teeth of all these air defenses. That's the plan. All right. Go after that guy. They've all fired, right? Tell you what, I'm gonna sneak out one of my fighters here to finish off this. Yeah. And I'm just gonna let you break your teeth. These defenses. that guy and then shoot him. My strategics deployed. Okay, I think my strategy so far is working. Do I not have anybody to shoot? Yeah, let's let them be aggressive. Come after me, and I'll weaken them that way. Cross at my convenience when I'm ready to cross. Use my nukes when I'm ready to use them at my convenience. Okay, so I think the plan is to continue to hit these guys. And then, nuke them. And then bring in my paratroopers. Because it doesn't look like they have a lot back here to respond to. That, I'm going to lose that recon plane for sure. May as well buy another one. May as well buy another one while I'm here. Oh no. That's the guy I wanted to recolorize. Okay, hang on, I'll be back for turn number 2 in a second. Okay, I got some housework done. So now... yeah, now we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait and see what the Americans do. Be very aggressive, taking out my recons, but that's okay. I don't need any more recons now. They're gonna bomb me. They're gonna get shot at by my anti-aircrafts. Ooh, down he goes. I'm gonna go after my recons. Try to get to my nuclear bomber, but you will fail, Mr. Flapjack. So this is interesting. Now they're kind of given up. They've given up on going after my nuclear bomber, so they're going after all my other vulnerabilities, which only exposes where they are. Only exposes their position. Come on, anti-aircraft. What is this anti-aircraft gun doing? Start shooting at these people. We're gonna eat their squadrons alive by letting them come to us instead of aggressively going out and attacking. Lost all my recons. Well, not all of them, but this one's not gonna last much longer. It's interesting what they do when they have a cluster of fighters. They always go after one. Yeah, I see. Now they're coming after my. Now they're coming after my paratroopers. Again, why are my anti-aircraft guns not defending that aircraft? God, they have a shit ton of fighters. Ooh, devastated shore batteries. Okay, we came through that better than I thought we would. So I don't want to lose those paratroopers, so I'll send them back to base, where I will reinforce them. All right. Here we go. Out. Are there any? It's 2 fortresses gone. Got that jet fighter. Enforce that guy. All right, I think it is time to bring forward my paratroopers. Get them on the ground. Because they're vulnerable in the air, they're a lot less vulnerable. So let's get this operation going. Next turn, we'll nuke this. We'll nuke Fort Washington. Destroyed. Anti-aircraft gun destroyed. Or fighter squadron destroyed. Destroy these guys. Pick out all these forces. Good for me. Just keep destroying them. Well, again, I'm beginning to weaken the enemy. it's so tempting to destroy these squadrons. I think I'm just gonna do it. Okay. Destroy that squadron. Now I'm gonna fly over, protect my bomber. He's just completely enveloped in fighter protection. What he can get. Now, I have more Fallschirmjägers. How many slots do I have left? 8. Okay, so I'll buy 1. Fuck. There. So we'll add some more Fallschirmjägers. My Fugaku. We'll make him recon. Okay. All right. All right. Completely destroyed. All right, we got quite a ways to go before we're going to be able to let loose our bombers. We have to have total air supremacy. Right now, I would say we have air superiority, but not air supremacy. And I'm not going to go hunting for fighters. Just going to fly some protection. Right now, I don't need to worry about what it takes to cross the river because I ain't crossing the river quite yet. squadrons to go after my nuclear bomber. Of course, they try to take down the most vulnerable. Like, how do they know which is the most vulnerable fighter squadron? Ooh, destroyed. I think this nuclear strategy is going to work. I think it's going to work. Destroyed. Okay, how is this going to work? Because now what they've done, very cleverly, is to develop Fort Washington using the same sort of canopy that we just did. What is the problem? Why can't these guys get in here? Alright, so we're going to have to be clever and careful. Alright. We know that this fighter now we're free to use our nuclear bomber on Fort Washington. Why can't he move? Why couldn't he move out of where he was? I don't get that. I'm gonna take out these squadrons. Yeah, there you go. Again, the point here bomber at all costs. All right. Do we have any enemy fighters in the air that I can attack? No. I'm going to transfer Dora down here. Okay. Have we seen the end of the... Have we seen the end of their operations? Okay, look, we're getting huge resistance to crossing the river. So I'm tempted to use a couple of my V2s. One right here. Right here. All right, I'm getting ready to get more aggressive about crossing. Okay, I think we just about established a foothold over here on the eastern side of the Potomac. All right, now what do we do here? Sweet. convert this to artillery mode. I better leave it in anti-aircraft because I don't think we can assume. I don't think we can assume that the anti-aircraft stuff is over. Okay, you know what? I am ready to start moving some of my bombers forward. Here we go. That's so tempting to use those other nukes to break the bridgehead, but that is exciting. You know what? I am going to use one more nuke. I'm going to save one for oh fuck. Risk bringing my 88 over there, and I'm going to bring my V2 forward. Okay, so I'm going to move my Super Stuka forward. And I'm going to start destroying armor. Okay, he's got fast rebase. Fuck, I can't rebase him anywhere. I can. Almost. See if there's any fighters up here. There are. We're gonna rethink that one. Okay, now I'm gambling. They do not have a ton. They don't have a ton of fighters left. That's my gamble. I think they have some. I don't think they have a ton. I think I might lose some aircraft if they concentrate their attacks, but I don't think we're going to lose them all. Or no, I want to go after the anti-aircraft gun. You know what? Shit, I wish I'd used my fucking last nuke. Would have put it right there. Damn it. All right, I'm taking some bigger risks here. Troops. I'm gonna hit this guy. And then this is a long-range tactical. Not long-range, but it's a tactical. I'll go here. Okay, the main thing now is protect my nuclear bomber. Okay, this was a big turn for me. I'm going to convert this to an anti-tank. Jefferson Memorial. All right, let's see what the Americans do. I don't think they have any nukes. Them a proper rubbing. Now he's going to try to attack. Two. Yeah, see, all they have is bombers at this point. They do not have much in the way of fighters. I'm sure there's still some more coming, but as of right now, they don't have a lot. Got some. They got more than I would have hoped. Okay, may have been a little early bringing the bombers out. We had to get the bridgeheads across the Potomac established. God damn, they still have like 15 fighter squadrons. Jesus. Alright, fine. I'm just gonna have to fight you. No, they fucking destroyed my best pioneers. Fuck you. My second best pioneers, you did not. Why would you retreat when you still have 24 strength? Talentus. Now comes a lot of the scenes. Okay, now we have like a million British fighters. Alright. Where do we start? Well, we start by reinforcing all of my bombers who got hit pretty hard by their reserve fighters. That's fine. Okay. Wait on that sequence. We're going to bring my grenadiers across to destroy that anti-tank gun, and then we're going Gag Tiger. Okay. That bridgehead is weak. Okay. No. I'm going to use this truck to come over here and shoot down that fighter. Go. I'm going to use this anti-aircraft gun. And this one. That fighter. Tiger 1. Tiger 2. Tiger 2. Destroy a lot of enemies. All right. All right, I'm going to destroy as many of your squadrons as I can. With my best fighter squads. Now, am I going to use this nuke? About it, yeah. Last V2. The point is to get me up and across the river. All right. Now I have broken out. Okay, crossing over to the reflecting pool here. That into an anti-tank. I can't. Okay. All right. That sucker out of there. Move my rate down here. 5 across. We are beginning to devastate the enemy. Okay. You will take out. Okay, this is my double attack squadron. Okay. Where do I nuke? My nuclear bomb. How about right there? Okay, now I know there's still fighter squadrons out there. That's fine. I will protect my bomber because my bomber is an invaluable asset. Yeah, okay, great. Very good. We now have gonna reinforce that. I don't have any bases across the Potomac yet, but okay. Okay, good. I'm gonna do that. I'm going to. What am I gonna do? Hit some targets here. I'm gonna hit that target right there. Tactical bomber time. Yeah, we need to get. I need to get some forward air bases. Got to get one of these air bases here. That's coming. Okay. Looks like I'm going to be doing my big breakthrough right across here at the Jefferson Memorial. I think that was the best way for me to use my nukes, honestly. Destroy that tank because it it breaks me through and gets me across the river. I now have a bridgehead across the river. Tiger. Go after that last piece of armor. Try to get. This is a long way away. Try to get that artillery piece down here. Okay, I think that is going to do it for this turn. I'm going to save the game and be back a bit later. Thanks for being here. Bye. Okay, we are back. We have established a bridgehead across the Potomac using our V2 nuclear rockets and our heavy artillery and our Meerschwitzes and our best heavy tanks. We're about ready to drive on the White House, the Washington Monument, and the U.S. Capitol building. motorcycle infantry did its job. He's trying to protect the vulnerable infantry behind him. We're back. All right. I'm going to start down here. I will begin to advance. That airport. I will shoot down that bomber. Now, I think right now the most sizable force I'm facing is right through here. The battle for the Washington Monument. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Yak Tiger down and finish that tank off. I don't have a lot of infantry here. I'll go after that self-propelled gun. Okay, now I have my my Ratte. Bring forward. And that American Heavy Sherman, and my King Tiger will finish him. Motorcycle infantry do some damage and force him to retreat out of there. Then I can bring my B-75 forward. And my Panzer 7 low. And then I'll bring my heavy artillery forward. I was going to nuke these forces here, but I'm not sure I need to now. We're going to shift gears. We're going to come down and take this airfield with our remaining paratroopers. And then get some of our fighters and bombers based over there. I don't think the rest of these guys can reach. No, they can't. They base. See if this guy has the range. That's my other stug. He can bomb somebody. Who can he bomb? You. Alright, stay focused. Who do I have back here? I have a bunch of Panzer 7 lows. And an E75. All right, if I'm going to use my nuke here, I need to take out that fighter. I'm not sure I need to use my nuke on him. Down goes Frazier. I have my best Stug. We are kicking ass. I'll get this Panzer 7 low across the bridge. And this one comes in behind. Okay, so I am going to... I'm going to nuke the Washington Monument. And I'm going to take down these fighters. And go after this fighter. I don't know. I have any other bombers here? I do not. I have Dora. She can protect the nuke bomber. Good job. Have any forward bombers. I might be able to Fugaku. I want to Fugaku that anti-aircraft gun. Okay, that was relatively devastating. That nuke attack. Okay, I'm going to take out that anti-aircraft gun and then move back this way. All right, switch to artillery mode and start artillerying people. position here. Okay, I'm going to swing my Panzer 7 lows out. Use my regular Wehrmacht infantry. Wow, I destroyed that infantry formation very efficiently. Who do I hit? Who do I hit? Who do I hit? I think I hit that tank, that Jackson self-propelled gun. And then I move forward. I'm going to bring this Jagd Panther this way, and I'm going to go after that GMC. I will take out the enemy nation. Got that xylophone. I'm going to convert these guys into anti-tank guns. I'll bring my Jagd Tiger over here. Okay, now, do I have any bombers? Yes, I do. But I have to take out this fighter first. So irritating. Alright. Air Force is mostly destroyed. Destroyed! Mustang fighter. Do I have any other fighters? No. Bomb this guy. And I'm gonna bomb this guy. Attack that tank. Oh, dog, are we ready to go for our walk? Okay. Mike is sorry. I'll use my Rattay and and my Grenadiers. Set an aircraft gun over here and shoot down that plane. now it's heavy bomber time. Who can I hit? Actually, I can hit you. Can't I? With a vicious double attack. Bomb these troops. This anti-tank gun. And this anti-tank gun. I'm actually a little short of troops. I will get these guys up in the air. Swing them out over here. My elite paratrooper division there. Paratrooper brigade. Destroy that tank. I did. I want to take out this fighter. Yeah, I've been super efficient at this so far. Let's see what we have back here. Well, not much. It's pretty thin. Thing is, if I can take this airbase, then I can bring all my paratroopers down there, and we can seize other territories. There's no place for this Yag Tiger to go. It's time to give Miss Fluffy Muffy her shot. Alright guys, I am going to give Miss Fluffy Muffy her shot. And take the dog for his walk. Dog's been having some trouble lately. Don't quite know what's going on there. But it's worrisome. Yes, dog. I see you. Okay, time to go. I'm going to save the game, and I'll be back. And then we probably have to do our very last Seahawks mock draft, which, yeah, believe me, it's going to have a stinky Spencer Rattler. Well, watching the Seahawks draft is making me nauseous. All right. These grenadiers need to get reinforced next turn. So we're just going to kind of stick here. Okay, let's end the turn and see what the Americans do. Let's see what the filthy Americans do. Attack my ratte. They're going to attack. Planes, some of my fighters. That nearly took out that fortress. Going after my King Tiger. Bad move on your part. Bad move. And they're moving a lot of infantry in. It's now a question. We've gotten across the river. We've established the bridgehead. It's now really a question of just whittling down the defenses. Okay, they still have some air forces left. Clearly. Go after that. Flapjack. Get him down. We'll go after this flapjack. No. Nope. We're going to go after this flapjack. I'm going to use this anti-aircraft gun to go after this fighter, this XP-77. Bring up our 88. There's a point here pretty soon where our 88s are going to just be exclusively artillery. Okay, I'm going to sweep this Panzer 7 low around and hit that fortress and destroy it. I'm going to attack that infantry. I'm going to use this Panzer 7 low to take that dock. I'll use my Yagtiga to attack that anti-aircraft gun. I'll use this E-75 to attack the artillery atop the Washington Monument. I will shell the troops at the Washington Monument. We'll bring this Panzer 7 low. Forward. I think what we'll do here is just cut off what? Oh, the Husky linebacker? Yeah. Yeah, the NFL. He was a good player, Olafashanu. Okay, so that stuff is all set. Do they really have much in the way of fighters left? Let's go with the air-to-air. Yeah, they have that jet fighter there. Okay. It's a British Meteor. We'll send Dora Haberman after him. I thought that was Dora. No, it's not Dora? must have moved Dora elsewhere. Okay, let's finish off what we were doing here. We're going to attack this artillery. Bring our heavy artillery forward and our anti-aircraft forward. We will attack this anti-aircraft gun. Then we'll get in the air. Drop down over here. They can't go up in the air because they've already executed a movement. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We are going to okay. Dave keeping me updated on the draft here. We're going to move some of our tactical bombers into range. This tactical bomber. I'm going to hit this guy. Nearly wipes him out. And then I have this HS-129B3. He's out of range. Around and take this guy out. Okay, I'm going to I'd like to reinforce these. Engineers. That's not going to happen. All right, let's focus. Focus. Okay, I'm going to nuke the U.S. Capitol building now. Atomics! You know, one of the things that we don't really have enough of is infantry. Could have used more infantry. Okay, so here's an E-75. Okay, what do I want to do here? I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to use my aces, my ace, to take out this flapjack. And I want to use this Stuka against this tank. That tank, both destroyed by my Super Stuka. Here's Dora. We must have some anti-aircraft in this range here. Go after this M36 Jackson. Actually, before I do that, is there a heavy bomber that can reach there? I don't think so. Yeah, I think the heavy bombers at best. White House. Why not? Use my heavy artillery out there because I can always nuke the White House next turn. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to go after the anti-aircraft truck. Destroy it. These American infantry. That heavy Sherman. In the enemy. Send that Panzer 7 low out there to protect the heavy artillery. Heavy bombardment on those troops and double bombardment on this tank. Okay, I've got to reinforce this grenadier. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Got to reinforce the grenadiers. I will use my red heavy bomber. To wipe out that anti-tank gun. Okay, I'm going to drop my paratroopers in there. Tiger. Use my anti-tank, anti-aircraft gun. Ooh, destroyed. Good job. Let's see if I have anybody. Okay, so I can buy some more paratroopers. Do. Ah, fuck. I should have given them all trucks because they're so far away from airfields. Okay, give him a truck. Give him a truck. Give him a truck. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can still buy yet more. Okay, so we're gonna get those paratroopers up, and we're gonna take this airfield up here. Another aircraft anywhere that might be better in ground attack. Yeah, probably my HO-229 destroyed. No, I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that Ratte right there. Okay, we have clusters of U.S. defenders here across the Potomac, around the Capitol building. Anti-aircraft guns. Some fighters. We're almost into a mopping up phase here. This Panzer 7 low forward. Oh, I still have another shot left? Okay, so destroy that tank. And then swing around here to block any advance on my more vulnerable infantry. Okay, so now I can take this bonus. I've got them walled off there. And I have my Tiger tool. I'm going to move him up here to this bridge, and I'm going to reinforce him to maximum strength. Hang on, I got to go see what's going on with my queue. Okay, that is going to end my turn, and now the Americans will go. Oh, I lost one of my experienced Panzer 7 lows. But, you know, again, taking Washington, D.C., this was always going to be what happened. I'm going to lose a lot of special veteran units to try to take out the evil empire of the United States. That's another one there. It looks like they're dropping back to defend around a couple of the other target hexes. Still have a lot of armor in the field. He took one on the chin. Ooh. After my Ratte. Ooh, there goes my top Yag Panther. God damn it. It's okay. There's no more campaigns after this, so I'm not gonna need them. All right, let's find the weakest enemy. Let's reinforce our Ratte. enemy? Take out these anti-aircraft. The anti-aircraft guns, rather. Alright, go here. And then we try to bomb him. Our HS-129B3. Took him down. Reinforce my elite Fallschirmjägers. I would hate to lose them. Destroy that armor. Reinforce that Panzer 7 low. Did I get rid of too many tactical bombers? Yeah, kind of. Here's one. HS-129B3. Go after that M26. I'm a little thin in terms of forces up here, so okay, what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna get that other air base. I guess if you have a truck, you're not allowed to go up in the air. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm going to get after these guys. Okay, my heavy bombers, I've got 2 of them. What do I want to do with them? I want to hit some enemies. Some enemy infantry is my first choice. And I'm almost out of range. I'm going to take on their strongest tank and bomb it twice. Ooh, there's some British troops back there. All right. We are going to make this 88 into an anti-tank gun. This 88 into an anti-tank gun. Weasel. And we're going to hit some people. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to nuke the White House. am I going to do? I'm going to hit that infantry. Take the White House. Turn these into anti-tank guns. Forward. I now have the White House, the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial. I'll fly Dora out to fly some protection. Destroy that weasel. Okay. I use my long-range artillery to defeat that enemy. We're going to surround this American infantry and then maybe finish them off with an aerial attack. Enemy is getting thinner and thinner. Okay, we're going to get our scout car across the river. Good for us. Motorcycle across the river. That tank, bring in the Panzer 7 low to hit this 148 Super Hellcat. We will blast the enemy. I'm going to move my Ratte across the river. Bring my Wolframen forward. I'll bring my Hummel forward and just start whittling down again the enemy. Just whittle them down.
Order's a new toaster or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when's this supposed to be here?
I have no idea when the new toaster gets here. We have this new super cool programmable toaster with like pictures on it for how you want everything toasted. Still some aerial defenses here. Okay, we're going to go up here and take this airfield. We're going to fly these guys up here to take this airfield. And we're going to try to take out that guy. Can it? What the hell? No, you're shooting at that guy. There we go. Right on target. Destroyed. Okay. So I'm going to use my heavy artillery to take out this anti-aircraft gun. Going to wait on getting him across the river. Gonna convert this into an anti-tank gun. Run it down here. Run my Yagtiga down here. Swing around to the U.S. Capitol building. Hit him with my Panzer 7 lows and my E-75s. U.S. Capitol will be next. All right. I'll attack that enemy 136 Jackson. Or 146 Super Hellcat is what it actually is. Do I have any aircraft that can inflict suitable damage on this plane? Self-propelled gun? Apparently not. Heinrich Bar. Attack that anti-aircraft gun or artillery piece. Let's scout up here. I don't think there's anything up there. Yeah, we'll get our paratroopers up there and we'll take that airfield. And then we'll start moving our heavy stuff and our light stuff across. Oh, fuck, you know, I had a light bomber, but I can't use it really until I can get rid of that anti-tank gun, because that thing has a beefy range. Alright, next turn. So we're in a situation now where we're going to trade pawns, basically. We're going to exchange units for units because we have more strength left than they do, and I've got a ton of weapons and they don't. And my Meerschweitzes. Ooh, that hurt. Veteran Wehrmachts. Now they're going to try to take back the White House, and they may just succeed. Yep. No, they did. They took it back. Bastards. Oh, it's raining this turn. Aircraft won't be able to turn or attack. Okay, that's fine. So I guess we'll slow the pace of the attack then. I'm going to turn this into an anti-tank gun. This 128 black gun. I'm going to come after he's trooping. Okay, I've got that airfield surrounded. I need to swing my Tiger 2 around and double attack these guys. Seriously, how does that sucker survive? Seriously, what the fuck? Alright, there's what I'm really after. I'm really after this anti-aircraft gun, which has been a real inhibition to my aerial attacks for a while. All of these into anti-aircraft. Okay, so me nuking the White House is going to have to wait. Ooh, I whittled him down. Okay, me nuking the White House is going to have to wait. 3 major armored attacks on this artillery piece and I'm going to die. That's not good. Okay, one thing I can do is I can get these airborne units up into the sky. So next turn they'll be ready to go. That gives me a chance to reinforce some of my big heavy bombers. Snuff. Tactical bombers as well. Sort of take a turn off, you know? Alright. I didn't want to nuke the Capitol building. But I think I'll just attack it with my best my best ground units. Taking the Capitol, we have. Oh, we still have the White House. Okay. Bomb that guy. Turn this into an artillery piece. Take out those trooping. Okay. Take out those guys. Take out that infantry. Reinforce. Reinforce. Destroy. Crush, kill, destroy. And I have solidified my hold on the White House. I am now going to take this hex. I'm going to hit those troops. Substantially weaken them with my Rate. I'll move my Grenadiers forward. I'll reinforce this anti-tank gun. I'll hit this 105 howitzer Sherman. With my Jagdtiger, and then I'll use my Rate. Hi, Seabass. I'll use my Rate to close them off or pin them down anyway. This anti-tank truck or anti-aircraft truck. And I will use my elite paratroopers to annihilate. These guys are a great unit, these Fallschirmjägers. Great unit. I don't know what you are needing there. Okay. With the rain, I think everything else. I'm just going to wait. I control all the major landmarks, just a couple of control hexes to go, and I saw a bunch of British reinforcements up there. Without that anti-aircraft gun, I think they're in trouble back here. All right, let's end the turn and see what the stinky is still. Attack. Repulsed. But I'm not gonna delude myself either that they don't still have some air forces that are gonna raise, British air forces especially. Ooh, those guys got nuked by my Warfrom. Seriously, these units, when they get experience, they're just devastating. And when they're overstrength too, they're obviously devastating. Going after my Meerschweitzen. Too bad they don't have any nukes to take out my Meerschweitzen, because they're not really being very effective, are they? Meerschweitzen and my Rattes. Counter battery fire there. Attack my Ratte. Don't do much damage. Ooh, destroyed that M36 Jackson. Okay. Attack those trooping. They're gonna surrender because they got no place to go, right? Destroyed with my heavy artillery. I got a Yag Tiger here. I don't think there's any armor even back here to destroy anymore. Okay, I'll use my Ratte or my Hummel on those guys. I'll use my Nürbelwerfer up here. As I continue to consolidate my gains around the Capitol building. Destroy this artillery with my grenadiers. Take this airfield. Taken. Take it, not stirred. This is a tactical bomber. Taken out by that rat. Okay, we're going to move our tacticals forward. Forward air bases. Get after that anti-tank gun soon enough. Swing this Panzer 7 low over to take on that M36 Jackson. Use my Panzer. Okay, I'll take out those guys with my heavy artillery. I'll take out that unit with my heavy artillery. I'll convert this 88 to artillery and move forward. Anti-infantry veteran, my Meerschweizen. These guys forward. That infantry. Our engineers forward. Take out that anti-tank gun. Move my grenadiers forward to attack that M4 crocodile. My Yag Tiger down here to destroy that heavy Sherman. Or whatever that was. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to protect my Rattay here. He needs reinforcement. I'll move my Fallschirmjägers forward. I have a tactical bomber I can use here. Alright, now I'm going to go up here and I'm going to take this airbase. That air base I can then use to attack other air bases, and I can bring forward my better, heavier bombers and aircraft. I need more infantry, so I'll bring these green Fallschirmjäger units forward. Okay, I'm going to try to attack him. Let's see if I can bomb that guy. This is how I've always taken out anti-aircraft units before. Heavy bombing. Followed by heavy bombing. Used all of my movement points. Gescheist. Gescheisten! Better yet, I'll use them on these guys. This bomber on those guys. Now, where do I use my nuclear bomber? I can use him here. To weaken all those defenses around that last hex. What? If you got them, use them. That's what I say about nukes. Okay, I'll advance these grenadiers to the White House. are just about done. I'm gonna go take a break and get some lunch, and we'll see what happens after that. But we're almost done with this campaign. Okay, we are back. About to get this wrapped up. I got chicken nuggets for lunch. So the dog was very interested in what I'm having. Partner. Okay, so they're going to attack my rete. Here, really trying to destroy that rete. Got him to retreat. Ooh, almost completely destroyed. Almost completely, but not completely. All right. Let's march these grenadiers over here. Let's send this Panzer 7 low out. Then let's get our nuclear bomber and attack this hex. That's gotta hurt. Get those paratroopers up north. We'll deal with the rest of that later. Artillery here. Go after that T-14 Sumner. Finish him with my E-75. Oh, fuck. Seriously? He survived? Tiger 2 here. And chase this anti-aircraft gun. Cool. That E-75 forward. Get those grenadiers forward. All right. I'm going to move my heavy artillery forward. Close in on this hex. March these Wehrmacht troops up. Go after that M36 Jackson. Oh yes, I am very popular. Okay, I'm going to take out those troops. My grenadiers or my pioneers. Move my rate, reinforce that rate, reinforce those grenadiers. Bring these paratroopers over. Start surrounding the last victory hex. Okay. Rebase my heavy bombers. This guy up in the air. These guys up in the air. Rebase this heavy bomber. Who am I gonna hit? So you got that land mattress. Double attack. Awesome. I think the British armor is going to be coming up there soon, too. I will rebase my Stuka over here as well. And hey, I get double attacks. Okay. Use my HS-132A to attack that Brit armor trying to defend Washington. Use that inverted Stuka. Okay, I'm gonna Fugaku you. Get these guys up in the air. Okay. See, I told you. Come up with more fighters. My dog is very faithful. He has faith that I'm going to give him a nugget. He's probably right. Yikes. Bring my grenadiers forward. Well, I see the Seahawks took another guard. Great. And my dog is correct.
Who's gonna get a nugget?
Okay, let me put this dish away and I will be right back. Okay. Get this over with. I can't see if the British armor is coming out piecemeal against us. There don't seem to be any armored concentrations. Okay, we're going to take this victory hex. We're going to bring our Panzer forward. We're going to use, anti-tank veteran level. We're going to use our heavy artillery. I'll drive this 88 over here. Move my Warframen in there. Let's go up and take this airfield. And now swing up here and try to take this one. Ooh, secret air bases. Okay. Some of these tacticals up here. And my nuclear bomber. How far can he reach? Well, not far enough, so we'll redirect him over here. We'll bomb the enemies here. Pretty soon, that was epic destruction. Okay, we should just have a cluster of British forces here, and that's about it. So, we're just about over. Yep, there's some British forces there. Some armor. Okay. That was a quick turn. And my nuclear forces. Shit skis. Okay, lots of armor. Lots of armor to be destroyed. Okay, took that guy out. Destroy the last of the American infantry. Americana heavy bombers, or German heavy bombers. TA-400 heavy bomber on this infantry. My two rates forward. Take that airbase. Send that Panzer 7 low forward. Tank gun there. Got him encircled. This guy. Gaku. And yes, I want to take out those temporary air bases. Okay. He's going to try to escape. Even more armor. So I'll use the backward Stuka. The Aza Stuka. And my Fugaku. I will use my Meerschweizen. Okay, we have everything taken except for these last. Oh no, that's it. It's done. Everything's destroyed. All right. Well, I will let my elite Fallschirmjägers finish the game. In this alternate history, Germany would raise its flag over the defeated U.S. capital of Washington, D.C. on June 24th, 1947. Fall Schwarz is a success. That is it. We continue now to the epilogue. Rommel says, at long last, this war is over. The American capital under our control, the remnants of the U.S. government have fled to New York. In their first official act, they are suing for peace, and it is my every intention to accept. Your intention, not our. I assume you're referring to our Japanese allies. Yes, Herr Reichskanzler. Another friction point with the Japanese. There is quickly becoming so many of these. Just one more to add to the pile, then. A rather large one, and large enough to break the camel's back. Impossible to predict. What I do know, standing here amongst the ruins of the U.S. Capitol building, is that the Japanese need us to pursue this invasion far more than we need them. Their combined fleet might not agree. Touche. While it is true that we would have never made it across the Pacific without the combined fleet, once the fighting on the ground began, it was our Panzer divisions that led the way, and the Japanese, having so foolishly embroiled themselves in India, they would need us even more than ever to continue aggression against the remnants of the United States. I'm hoping this is enough of a bargaining chip to get them to agree to peace. If I may ask, why accept peace at all? Why not finish our conquests? How long have you been at war, Herr Oberst? My first assignment was in the Spanish Civil War. It has been 11 years now, and yet your experience pales to mine. I still remember my time as an infantry officer in the Great War, and there is one lesson in particular I learned that I believe is especially poignant. In principle, do not throw hand grenades during a charge, for your own people will run into them. Sir? What I mean is, despite all these years of knowing warfare, all the rapid advances of technology that replace cavalry and biplanes with 100-ton Panzers and jet-powered fighters, these atomic weapons, this is different. We know so little of these weapons of ultimate destruction that have been used so prolifically across the United States. How many of your men have become inexplicably ill from this so-called radiation sickness? We're not sure exactly, but there's always an increase in such reports of sickness after atomic strikes. And if we continue to blast the American countryside with more atomic weapons, quite a bit larger of an explosion than throwing hand grenades. Yes, we accomplished our stated objective. We have dismantled the Americans' ability to manufacture more of these weapons. But I fear if we continue to pursue belligerence, it will only be a matter of time before the technology spreads to be used against us. Japanese have certainly acquired their share of atomic research during the invasion. Despite all of our disagreements, I can't imagine them ever turning against us, but then I also cannot predict what may come to pass years or decades from now. In the meantime, their plates are already overflowing with the vastness of their new empire to govern, to say nothing of their ongoing difficulties in India, which brings me to you, General Heinrich von Butcherstein. So many of Germany's conquests are your laurels, your victories. Germany would not be the master of Europe without your skill and abilities. Not master of the world, there's still a chance. No, that was always a ludicrous idea. No appreciation for the impossible task of a single nation or a single individual to effectively govern the 2 billion alive today. That was a long time ago. Germany has completely erased the injustices inflicted upon us during the Great War, and we have gone so much further to now be a world leader alongside the Empire of Japan and the Soviet Union, and perhaps one day the United States of America will return to glory. But we must be benevolent with our former enemies, lest they look upon this war as we look upon the Great War and seek revenge, just as Germany has. To this end, while the fighting is over, the much more difficult task of properly governing our conquests will now begin. And for that, Herr General, I would like to continue to place Germany's trust in your hands. Governorships will, Jesus, this goes on, will be needed for our new European Reich Commissariats, and also for Reich Commissariat California. Germany's reward for your service It's freedom to pick the governorship of your choice. May you govern as wisely and effectively as you have led your armies to victory after victory. Germany salutes its greatest general. Sometime later. So have you decided which of your conquests you will be in charge of governing? I actually think Reich Commissar California sounds quite exotic. It's almost like the other side of the globe. If I messenger interrupts him, I was hoping to get a letter from my wife. I have a confession to make. I fucked around on you and I'm pregnant. Probably not. Blah, 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 blah. Soap opera, soap opera. Da. Then news of Von Manstein's death. Okay, soap opera, soap opera, soap opera. Stay strong, I feel as my heart. Okay, so she's pregnant. Appears my decision is clear. I must be returning to Berlin. Anna Sophia is pregnant again, and I know how difficult her first pregnancy was. So the last thing I want to do is stress her with moving her to the Axis states of America. Line General, I loyally served at your side through countless battles across plains, deserts, and even oceans. But now, with the end of the war upon us, I must transfer that loyalty to be beside my beloved. Before I take my leave, I have something to say. Through my entire career of warfare, you have been the best officer I've ever served with, from Spain, France, to the depths of Russia, to the coasts and mountains of the United States. I've never seen anyone so knowledgeable, able to coordinate our enemies to their maximum effectiveness time and again, all executed with ice-cold professionalism. That's German. Never once a voice raised in anger to the men under your command, even in some of our darker hours. Kampfgruppe Heinrich von Butcherstein has been the vanguard of Wehrmacht operations in countless battles. Our ranks always filled with volunteers of so many of Germany's finest Panzer commanders and fighter aces, and it is all thanks to you. It has been an unquestioning privilege and an honor to be an officer in your outfit for all these years. There have been so many campaigns, and through it all, I was right there by your side, ready and eager to serve my nation. I've always done my best to continue to earn my spot in your inner circle. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be amazing when life can be often so unamazing, dull, or tragically cut short. To serve was my opportunity to shine, and shine I have with my collection of awards, honors, and even my scars. I trust I have done you proud. Right, Consular Rommel is correct. We have changed the world, and now we must see to it that we have changed the world for the better. Auf Wiedersehen, mein friend. Okay, whatever this is, let's just finish it. That wasn't the epilogue. In this alternate history, Germany would declare the end of World War II in 1947, with the United States suing for peace. In the negotiations that followed, Germany and Japan would agree to withdraw their troops back to the Mississippi River, which would form the new boundary between the new Axis states of America and the United States. While agreed upon by a majority of U.S. politicians, this decision was fiercely opposed against by the Democratic Party of President Truman. They had wanted the Axis invaders to at least move their occupation back to the Rocky Mountains, but that was something Japan categorically refused, as it would mean relinquishing their control of oil-rich Texas. And so, with neither side fully satisfied with the arrangements, resentment simmered and American insurgency activity was rife. Peace was only barely held together by the newly established threat of atomic weapons. German efforts to control the spread of atomic technology were a complete failure, mostly due to greed of many individuals who profited immensely from black market sales of the knowledge and technology. Japan's battles with India continued to be a source of embarrassment for the otherwise ascendant Japanese Empire. As many German war strategists predicted, the rapid collapse of British India was only possible with the combined efforts of Germany, Japan, and internal Indian dissenters all working together. Japan, attempting to subjugate India on its own, quickly found out that the new Indian nation was not going to be so quickly give up its newly won independence. The failures of Japan to subdue India eventually caused new fighting to break out between China and Japan, who had never truly finished their war in the first place. And while Australia was officially at peace with Japan, they were more than happy to clandestinely support rebels in former colonial Southeast Asian nations that now chafed under Japanese rule in Europe. Victorious Germany and surviving partners in Hungary and Romania happily redrew the continent to their liking, with Great Britain totally isolated and having lost its colonies and allies. The threat from England dramatically diminished, and soon enough all air attacks from Britain against targets in continental Europe would stop altogether. Despite this end of fighting, no formal peace treaty was ever signed between Britain and Germany. As Reich Consular Rommel agreed, the deoccupation of France and the Low Countries followed on the heels of the end of fighting with Britain and France especially. However, great care was taken to ensure that only a fiercely pro-German government would be allowed to be installed. After these deoccupations, more would follow, with Denmark and Norway regaining their independence. Next, matters in Eastern and Southern Europe, however, were handled much differently. Poland, Australia, and Czechoslovakia would all be completely absorbed into the new Greater German Reich. Hungary would absorb the majority of the Balkans, forming a new Balko-Hungarian Empire, while Romania would completely annex Serbia and some parts of the former Ukrainian Soviet Republic. After much badgering from the Soviet Union, the German occupation of the Caucasus region would eventually come to an end in exchange for the deoccupation of Finland by the Soviets. Okay, the continued existence of Reich Commissariat Ukraine and German certainty over it, however, would be a major source of contention between the Greater German Reich and the Soviet Union. In the end, Germany and Japan would be recognized as the ultimate victors of World War II. While the relationship between these two superpowers never warmed up past amicable, they would both find themselves too embroiled in minor wars that followed in the wake of World War II to ever enter into a Cold War contest for global control with each other, at least for now. Does that mean we have a new Panzer Corps II thing coming? To all of our players, especially those who have been with Panzer Corps II since the Spanish Civil War, and absolutely those who have been with us from the original Panzer Corps Grand Campaign, thank you so much. Your continued interest and support in our games over all these years is what has made creating these campaigns possible. For us game developers to have such an amazing audience and player base, such as yourselves, enjoying our game and our creations is a literal dream come true. Thank you all once again for allowing our dreams to become reality. And that's it. Thank God. Okay, I'm going to get the video up, and then that's that.